This is lesson 8-9b, surface area of spheres. The objective, which you need to write in that box at the top of your paper, is to learn to find the surface area of spheres. Now, just like we learned the other day, a sphere is a set of points in 3 dimensions that are a fixed distance from a given point, the center. A plane that intersects the sphere through its center divides the two halves or hemispheres. Now, I know I made a mistake on your notes, so you might want to cross out the formula that's given there because I forgot to change it and it still says volume. So you might want to make sure you write down there that the surface area formula is S equals 4 pi r squared. So you might want to cross out that formula that's on there because that's volume, which we did the other day. And make sure you write down your surface area one, which is 4 pi r squared. Number 1. It asks us to find the surface area of a sphere with a radius of 12 centimeters, both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth. So like I said, to find the surface area, it's going to be 4 pi r squared. Well, it tells us that our radius is 12. So surface area equals 4 pi 12 squared. Remember, when we're trying to find in terms of pi, we just take our numbers and multiply those together. So to find this, you're going to take the 4 times 12 squared. When you do that, you're going to get 576 pi. Now, if you take 576 and multiply it times pi, you're going to end up getting 1,809.6 centimeters. Remember, surface area is going to be squared. Alright, let's look at number 2. Find the surface area of a sphere with a radius of 4 meters, both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth. Use your pi button. Now, if you remember, surface area equals 4 pi r squared. So go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. If you did everything correctly, you should have gotten 64 pi meters squared, or 201.1 meters squared. So let's look at number 3. Find the surface area of a sphere with radius of 5 feet, both in terms of pi and rounded to the nearest tenth. So surface area equals 4 pi, my radius, which is 5, squared. Now remember, take 4 times 5 squared, which is going to give you 100 pi, and that is feet squared. If you take that 100 times pi, you're going to get 314.2 when you round to the tenths. Remember, 1 point after the decimal point. And that's feet squared. Number 4. This is just kind of like the volume one. The moon has a radius of 1,738 kilometers. Find the surface area of the moon, both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth. So if we write our surface area, again we have 4 pi, and that's going to be 1,738 kilometers. And then, we don't need to put the kilometers, but we need to square that. So it's going to be 4 pi 1,738 squared. So take 4 times 1,738 squared, and you will get 12,082,576 pi kilometers squared. So when you take that really big number and multiply it by pi, you're going to end up getting your surface area equal to 37958,532 kilometers squared. Now again, that's kind of a big number, so sometimes you might want to put that into scientific notation. If you remember scientific notation, you want one number to the left of the decimal, and we're going to be rounding to tenths, so we'll just have it with one to the next. So you'd have 3.8 times 10, and how many places do we move it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3.8 times 10 to the 7th kilometers squared, if you wanted to put it into scientific notation so it's a little more manageable. So let's try another one here. It says to find the surface area of a sphere with a diameter of 8 feet, both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth. Now if you remember, what's given to us is a diameter of 8 feet. Remember, to find the radius, we're going to take that diameter and divide it by 2. So we're going to get 4 feet. So then to find the surface area, you're going to have 4 pi 4 squared, which is going to be 64 pi feet squared. And if you put that in your calculator, you're going to end up with 201.1 feet squared. So let's look at number 6. You're to find the surface area of the sphere both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth using the pi button on your calculator. So don't forget the surface area is going to be 4 pi r squared. So go ahead and use this as the radius of 3 inches and try this one on your own. And looking at number 7, it asks us to find the surface area of the sphere with a diameter of 6 meters, both in terms of pi and to the nearest tenth. Use the pi button on your calculator. So again, surface area is 4 pi r squared. But make sure you watch this. It gives you a diameter of 6 meters. When you get done with both number 6 and number 7, bring them up to me to have them checked.